What's going on, everybody? Welcome back here to the This Just In podcast, episode number 10. We've hit
Yes,
the
sir.
10 milestone. That's pretty big. As always, I'm Justin. I'm joined here by Jared. Jared, how are you feeling tonight?
Pretty good. Didn't have much to do today, so just this, to be honest.
Kind of
Getting ready
chilling.
for it.
I was a little busy, but made sure to get the filming done. For those of you
Exactly.
who are watching on YouTube and actually watch the video, I apologize for the awful lighting on my side. Still getting the setup at home. I'm working on it maybe next week. Maybe next week I'll have this setup. For now, you get the light, blinding you. But we're gonna start off as our typical little blind rank. Jared, you want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
I'll start. Okay, I got you. You're gonna be blind ranking throwback logos.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, I like that.
Okay, first we got the throwback Patriots logo, where we're about to snap the ball.
That's a good one. But there's better. And I don't. It is a good logo, but I don't think
It's iconic.
it's good. It's like my personal favorite, and I think you put some better logos in here. I'm gonna go 4.
Okay.
I'm gonna go
Next, we got the Vancouver Grizzlies.
Oh, that's a great logo. That is a great logo. The Vancouver Grizzlies. Those jerseys are always fire. The colors on the jerseys. I'm gonna go number 2 for that.
Okay.
Go number 2.
Number 3, I got the Raptors logo, the kind of near the Vince Carter era.
Yeah, I expected this one. That's my 1. That's easy.
Okay.
Easy number
Okay.
1. The Raptor is iconic. Easy.
Okay, we're throwing a little bit of hockey in here, but we got the Mighty Ducks logo when the Anaheim Ducks were rocking the Mighty Ducks.
That is a good logo. I'm not a huge hockey guy, but I know the Ducks logo, especially the old one. That's the one in the movies.
Yeah.
Is it better than the Patriots one? The issue is I'm not sure what you're gonna give me at 5 or at this last one, but I think I think I have to put the Ducks at 3.
Okay, so what you leave?
I left the 5.
We got the 5. Okay, I got the kind of the slick old Falcons logo with the Mike Vick era when they were rocking the.
I think that is the
Older
5
ones.
out of those. To be honest,
I say it would be the 5. It's more of a like the Patriots and the Falcons. Those are more like iconic logos. I feel like attributed to either a team or a player. So that's not bad.
I think that's pretty good. I think that Raptors one has to be 1. That's
Yeah.
such a Raptors
That's
jersey.
it.
We got
It's either that one or the Grizzlies.
the old T-Mac Raptors
Yes.
jersey. Yeah. Oh, so far.
So good.
Yeah. Well, I've got for you. I gave you outdoor winter activities not too long
Okay.
ago. So you get indoor winter activities this time. And none of these are actually too bad. So I think you're gonna have a hard time deciding on some of these. None of them are bad.
Hard.
We start with
Kind of crazy.
like making a gingerbread house. Have you ever done that before?
Yes, I have. I'm gonna. Okay, so you're making it and then you can eat it. So like
Yeah.
a little bit of both worlds. I'm gonna put that in the 2.
At the 2.
At the 2.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, heavy
It's a
hitter.
little strong.
Sorry,
It's the
no.
Christmas season, you know. Gotta
Cool.
put it up there.
Next, we've got putting up the Christmas tree.
Ooh, put up the. I'm gonna slot this at the 4. It's
At
not really
the 4.
exciting, but it's getting you in the season. Because normally it's like right after Thanksgiving, so you're not in the
Yeah.
season really, but you're getting there.
I know putting up the tree is always a big thing for us. We always, put all the ornaments on and decorate it.
Yeah. Normally we just got the same ornaments a lot, so kind of just
Oh yeah.
gets a little tedious, but
Well, here we got this next one. We got you're giving gifts. Like when someone else
okay,
opens a
giving
gift,
gifts.
you
Ooh,
got them on Christmas.
this is underrated. This is underrated.
It is
I'm
under.
not gonna lie. So I'm gonna put it in the 3. I'm not
the
gonna put
3.
it in the 1.
Okay. Yeah. So what do you
One
have?
in the
Then?
I got the 1 and the 5.
The one. The 1 and the 5. Well, next we got baking cookies, Jerry. You know the Christmas cookies
Oh
in the
no.
season,
Oh no. Okay.
and you get to eat them.
And you get to eat them.
And you get to eat
There's
them.
no way I could put that in the 5. I have to slot it in the 1.
Have to
You know-
slot it in the 1. So let
Number
you lift
5.
your number 5 here. for
Oh, this is gonna be so bad.
Opening gifts. I mean, you get gifts.
Okay.
That's your 5.
Okay. That could have been better.
I could have. I
But
think you didn't do
it's
bad.
not
though.
horrible. It's not horrible.
I think you started a little high with the gingerbread house.
I did. I
I
started
think-
a little bit high with the gingerbread house.
Started a
I
little
did.
high with the gingerbread house.
I did.
I've actually never made a gingerbread house before.
That's crazy.
I've never made one.
That's wild.
Dude, all right.
That's a shame.
if we reach a certain number of subscribers for next year's Christmas, we will do a gingerbread house making competition between me.
Oh,
and
that's sick. Okay.
We're at 20 subscribers right now. Jared, set the mark.
Set the goal. You should set it. I set the goal last time.
All right, let's go small. 50 subs.
Okay.
That means you got to give us 30 in a year.
I can rock with that. I can rock with that.
We're at 50 subs by December next year. December 1st, we will do a gingerbread house competition between me and Jared, and I will probably lose because I've never done one before. But we'll do it. Why not? Let's set some. We hit the like goal for that college football video, so might be able to hit that sub goal. You never know.
Never know.
We're going to talk about Shohei Ohtani a little bit. So this is actually being released before the solo Shohei Ohtani video that we filmed is going out. That's going to be coming out Thursday as you're seeing this on Tuesday. If I get it out on Tuesday, I'm thinking probably I will, but we'll see. So we talk a lot about Ohtani there, but there's just some new details that came out about the contract that we're going to talk about a little bit. The deferrals in his contract.
Yes.
You kind of want to go over that real quick?
So the word is he's going to get paid $2 million a year for the 10 years and then receive the rest of the 68 or I don't know. So that'd be 680 million through 2034 to 2045, I think it was.
Yeah.
That's crazy that they're kind of allowing that, I feel like, because you're signing a guy for years he's not going to be on the team.
Yeah.
And he could technically be on the team for that long, but then you're going to get into like the Bobby Bonilla situation where you're paying a guy to not be on your roster for just years, and it could definitely hurt them at times, I feel like, in the future. But it's just weird, and I kind of don't like it because it takes away kind of like the free agent market in the future, where if they're going to sit there and allow this to happen, then free agency is going to look a lot different.
And this kind of helps the Dodgers as well because
it does a lot.
You're only paying him $2 million a year. You get more space to spend on other guys.
Yeah.
Right. And clearly Ohtani wants to win. I mean, it's a winning move. You get to give his team the space to spend more money and get more players to help them compete. But like you mentioned with the deferrals, it kind of just changes the way that free agent market could be set out. Mm-hmm. Which I'm not sure how I feel about it.
We're just gonna have to see how it goes in the future, and if it gets abused a lot, they're probably gonna have to make a change about that.
I could see this being a thing that happens, though. I mean, with guys who
at what point does it get overused? I feel like.
Yeah, like guys who want to win now, who want to give their team some more space. I could really see that.
It could.
Well, hopefully it doesn't get too overused, but you'll hear more about our thoughts on the Ohtani situation on that video Thursday. But we're going to go more on. This is going to be a little bit shorter episode for you guys just because, for one, it was a pretty busy week for both of us. Ended our finals. I'm back home. I still don't have my setup and whatnot. And there's not much really happening in the sports world. Like, right? I mean, there's the NFL season's going on.
There's games and stuff, but like nothing too big besides the Ohtani stuff.
Yeah, and
the
like
NBA season just started, basically.
We're getting closer to the college football playoffs, so we'll talk about that, obviously. Probably next week. I will be close enough to do it. But we're going to go, there's a little bit of hot takes here. We each made 2 hot takes, one about the NFL, one about the MLB. We're just going to discuss them, see what we agree, and you guys can let us know what you think of our hot takes down in the comments. Jared, what is your first hot take you want to talk about?
First, we're going to start the NFL, as it's currently happening, and it's into the heat of the playoffs. But my hot take is Jameis Winston takes control of that Saints roster and leads them to a win in that NFC South for that division. That division is just so weird right now with Tampa and Atlanta, and if the Saints are able to put the pieces together on a daily basis and get Derek Carr not at the helm, it's Jameis Winston. He just gets it done randomly, I feel like, when he really shouldn't be. And if he can sneak a few wins in there and that team can get hot at the right time, which they very well could with the great defense that they can have at times, they just got to get hot at the right time, and I think they're definitely a team that can do that.
I think they're the best team in that division on paper.
Yeah.
They just haven't put it together yet, and I think that is in part due to Derek Carr. He hasn't really been good at all. I think it's time for a change. Go with the gunslinger, Jameis. Just try to open up the offense a little bit and see if he can just get you some wins.
Exactly.
All right, well, so I'll go with my NFL one here. You know, the Philadelphia Eagles, right, made the Super Bowl last year, but my hot take here is that they're pretenders. They're not contenders. They're pretenders. And this comes off of back-to-back losses to their biggest NFC competition in the Cowboys and the 49ers, and back-to-back bad losses. They weren't close games.
Yeah, they were some bad games.
Losses. Are the Eagles in trouble?
I guess you could say they're in trouble going into like the championship, because they should be fine in like the wild card setting. I feel like it's not as intense, but once you get into that divisional and conference play in the playoffs, it's a whole different atmosphere, and they really have to put those losses behind them and get in the right mindset for those. The NFC is just very top heavy, and you just can't get blown out by those two top heavy teams, and because it makes you just look awful on paper and in film and just stuff like that. It's a bad narrative to have going into those playoff matchups in the future.
And it's got to make you nervous. I mean,
it does. Yeah.
You want to go back to that Super Bowl, but you see how they played against the Niners and the Cowboys, and they did not look good at all.
They did not.
I mean, especially their defense too, which is supposed to be the strong part of their team. It just got ripped apart by Purdy and Prescott.
It's a lot of easy mistakes that can be fixed, and it just killed them in every aspect during those games. You can't do that in the playoffs.
They need to fix some things. They really need to. I mean, you can't really do anything trade-wise or signing-wise at this point, so it's really just up to
you just got to play better.
Staff, just internally trying to fix things.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, yeah, we'll just see how that plays out. I do think the Eagles are kind of in trouble right now.
It's saying
they're gonna play either the Niners or the Cowboys probably in the division.
They're gonna, probably, odds are, unless they get lucky in the matchups, but they're gonna have to play one of those two teams, and maybe even both.
Yeah.
You just got to put the past behind you and just focus on the game you have to play that day.
I think Jalen Hurts needs to be better as well. 70 passing yards in the first half is not going to cut.
That will not cut it at all, unless your defense steps up.
A.J. Brown needs to go over the middle of the field. I saw the graphic of his routes. Only 2 routes went over the middle of the field for one of the guys who's great after the catch. I mean, come on, get him in space.
Yeah, let him make a play.
Matt Canada type.
Oh, Matt Canada. Ooh. I wish he was still there.
For the Browns' sake, you do.
Exactly, for the Browns' sake, not the Steelers' sake.
Hey, Joe Flacco, though, kind of chill.
Kind of balling, I can't lie.
Kind of balling. We'll talk about that more.
He might deserve that $230 million.
Flacco's that guy, though.
He is. He is that guy right now.
Speaking of that guy, Zach Wilson, though.
Oh, he was balling. He was balling out against that Texans team.
I'm still a believer.
I don't want to hop the train yet because
I've always been
one game. But yeah, you've been on that train for a while. I can't hop on it yet.
A long time.
But I want to see him succeed.
All right. Well, you got your baseball MLB take for the season. Obviously, the season doesn't start for a while, but why not do some early hot takes?
Exactly. Okay. I got the Tigers are fighting for a wild card spot next year. We saw them put definitely a better season last year with breakout guys. Torkelson had a phenomenal year. Kerry Carpenter, huge breakout year for him. He torched a lot of teams throughout the year, and it was fun to see as from a fan perspective, but like from a Guardians fan perspective, it was not that fun. As to say I wouldn't say I'm scared of them, but they have to be on the radar in the future. And I think if they can put a better season than they did last year, they're going to be fighting for a wild card spot. As I think that maybe the Twins take a step back. They lost some pitching staff there, and the division is much more open than it has been in a while. And the Tigers are doing a lot of good things to bolster that roster, and they could definitely fight for a wild card spot next year, I feel.
I do like what the Tigers are kind of building, I guess you can say.
Yeah.
Torkelson did take that step up. You still got Riley Green over there.
You got Max Clark on the rise too.
Clark on the rise. I think they need pitching for sure.
They did sign Maeda, but
after losing Erod
for a little bit, a lot more money than I think he should have got
last year.
Yeah. But hopefully Maeda is able to fill that spot for them, even though he was a little overpaid.
I don't think he can be a 1. I mean.
But they are losing Eduardo Rodriguez, so they gotta put a lot of offense together.
Still over there.
Sculo's nice, hopefully they can keep him and kind of build around him and that pitching staff. But they, if they learn to put it together in the pitching staff, they could be a little sneaky team next year, I feel.
And definitely in a weak division too.
Exactly.
Weak division. Mine over here probably isn't too much of a hot take after last season, but I still think it's a step up. I have the Reds winning the NL Central, right?
Okay.
It's probably not a huge hot take because they were close to making that playoffs last year.
Mm-hmm.
And the NL Central has some kind of shaky teams, right? But they're on the rise, right? They just signed Heimer the other day, who I think is a good veteran bat for them to get.
Exactly.
You get another year to build up with your young guys like Ellie and Noelvi Marte, Matt McClain, Spencer Steer. You got a lot of young guys. You give them another year to just play together and build. Your pitching needs help. Hunter Green needs to become that ace you want him to be. Nick Lodolo as well needs to play well. Andrew Abbott had a good season. I think they need to bring in probably some bullpen help, maybe some veteran arms in there. But I think you just gotta let these guys grow another year. And in a weak division too, the Cubs probably gonna lose Bellinger. The Brewers without Craig Counsell now, who knows what they're gonna look like. The Pirates just still need some time, and the Cardinals are kind of a mess. But they can always be good. I mean, you still have Goldschmidt and Arenado, so you don't really know.
Yeah.
And they got Sonny Gray, didn't they?
They did. And they got Lancelin back.
So they could make some noise still, but
they could.
There's kind of a lot of middle of the pack teams, and I'm kind of looking for the Reds to separate themselves from that and win that division, maybe be a threat in the playoffs.
I can definitely see that. Both of the Centrals are very weak in the respective leagues, and if the Reds can stay hot like they did, because that's kind of the thing that killed them last year. They were a very streaky team at times. It kind of rode with Ellie as well, as he was streaky and the team kind of was streaky as well. But as long as they can consistently play at a decent level and then separate themselves by getting hot at the right time, they could easily win that division.
I kind of hope Ellie, like, I wouldn't necessarily say even like breaks out this year or this season, but I hope he starts to play more consistently. Yeah,
that's the one thing that killed him last year.
He was really streaky where he'd have this game where he'd have, triple and a double and like 4 RBIs, and then the next like 6 games he'd strike out like 3 times. Yeah. I mean, he just needs to be more consistent, but he showed flashes, and that's really all you could want.
Yeah, from a guy they called up during the middle of the year. He did more than he was expected.
And there are other good guys too. I mean, McClain was good, Steer was good, Benson was good. Mm-hmm. Former Guardian, we know all about Will Benson.
We do.
Plus Noelvi Marte was all right.
Yeah.
I forget about Encarnacion Strand. He was all right at times.
Yeah, he was solid. They just got to get more time as a team together to really find what they are good at and just play to their strengths is more. And that's kind of what last season was, find what everybody's really good at and maximizing that. And then now it'll be just, how can I improve the team all around?
I do think the Candelario signing fits really well with their team too.
It does. It brings a veteran guy to sort of teach the younger generation of those players.
I really like that signing. All right, well, those are our hot takes. You guys let us know what you think of those hot takes down in the comments, as well as leave some of your own hot takes down there. Maybe we'll react to them, do like a mailbag in the future, react to your guys' takes. That'd be something I'd like to do in the future.
That'd be very fun. That'd be very fun.
Mailbag episode. But we're going to end this episode with our staple, making our NFL picks. Jared, do we have the records yet or no?
I did not do that. I totally forgot. It will get done next episode. Guarantee.
The Jared guarantee is on this.
I guarantee it will happen next episode.
All right. Jared, here's a motivator. If it is not done by next episode, because you're the one with the records on your phone, I don't have them, then I think you need to open next week's episode with singing a Christmas song for us.
It will definitely get done for the next episode.
That's the motivator.
Guarantee now.
That's the motivator. You don't want to sing Mariah Carey on next week's episode?
I'm good. I will pass on that. I don't need to be doing that.
Chargers, Raiders, Thursday Night Football.
Oh, this is... Oh.
No Justin Herbert.
No Justin Herbert. Give me the Raiders, even though they put up a tremendous 0 points last week. What a scene
Yeah,
that
that
was.
was an awful game.
That was
The Raiders thing. I mean, oh my god.
Thank God I did not watch that. I would have.
I
I would have
turned it
turned it
off.
off so fast.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Chargers still, even no Herbert.
No, even after not picking the Chargers, that's crazy. Staley's still at the helm, and he still takes.
I know. I'm going against that.
That's crazy.
I'm going against that for the one game suspension from my Brandon Staley.
One game suspension for this Staley.
From my Brandon Staley hate. How are the Vikings 7-6? By the way, I'm looking at these records. Vikings Bengals.
Give me the Bengals. Jake Browning, low-key been balling past 2 weeks.
I will also take the Bengals. Josh Dobbs was benched, so we don't really know what quarterback's looking like.
Yeah.
They put in Nick Mullins. I mean, oh my gosh.
Nick Mullins, Browns legend.
Yeah, I'll take Jake Browning and the Bengals. Steelers Colts.
Ooh, this is gonna be a good game.
I'm gonna take the Colts. I think Minshew's been balling.
He has. I'm gonna take the Colts as well.
Ooh. This is also a good game. Broncos Lions. Lions have been struggling recently.
Ooh. Broncos are on the rise and the Lions have been struggling.
It's at Detroit though. That's a tough place to play, but the Lions good now.
I'm gonna take the Broncos, even though if they win, that would not help the Browns. I just think the Broncos are gonna get it done on a Lions team that's been shaky.
I'm gonna go on a bounce back week for the Lions and take the Lions. Lost to the Bears last week. I think they try to bounce back. Dan Campbell's got to light a fire under those guys, but I think he can do it. And moving on here, what is it next? Giant Saints. DeVito versus Carr or Jameis?
As I said in my hot take, give me the Saints. If Jameis is there, they could easily win that game.
I will also take the Saints. As much as I like Tommy DeVito, I think it's kind of a fun story. He's at New Orleans. I think the defense is too good. Speaking of defenses, the Bears and the Browns.
Give me the Browns. Give me the Browns. Crazy. Last time Justin Fields was in Cleveland, it was not fun for him.
I'll take the Browns. And Joe Flacco is him.
He is him. He's been balling. Love really to see good. That.
He did make some bad throws, but he also made
one bad throw though. To be honest.
He had some interceptable passes that weren't picked off.
But they weren't. They don't go down on the stat sheet as interceptions. The 300 yards does. That's what goes down on the stat sheet.
Yeah, I will also take the Browns here. Battle of the Jets and the Dolphins. Zach Wilson, amazing.
Give me the Dolphins. I like Zach Wilson just as much as the next guy, but it's just not gonna happen.
I will also take the Dolphins, but I do want to mention we talked about Zach Wilson last week's episode with Chase, and we mentioned that if he wants to prove a point to Robert Saleh to go out there and play well.
He did.
He did that. I mean,
exactly.
He did just that. He has a great to see from Zach Wilson. Now here we got Texans Titans. Stroud is in concussion protocol.
Ooh.
So he's not sure if it's going to be him or Davis Mills.
Honestly, if it's not him or Davis, even if it's Davis Mills, I'm going to take the Titans. You lost Tank Dell, and I think that's a big hole to fill. And Nico Collins, I know, was out that game. He got hurt. I don't know exactly how long he's going to be hurt for. But especially if he's not playing, Dalton Schultz has been in and out recently. That team's getting hurt, and the Titans can definitely sneak away with the win there.
I'm still going to take the Texans. I just still think they're the better overall team than the Titans, but Titans are playing right now, so we don't actually know what the result's going to look like.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the Texans are still just a better team. Here we got Bucks, Packers at Lambeau. Gimme Jordan Love and the Packers.
I will also be taking Jordan Love and the Packers. They're playing some good football right now.
They are. Jordan Love is playing really good.
He is.
Starting to play like
put it all together.
Guy.
Exactly. What they needed in Green Bay.
Oh God. Falcons, Panthers.
Ooh, give me the
I
Falcons.
will also take the Falcons. The Panthers.
I don't know if I'm ever gonna pick the Panthers again.
Panthers are so bad. Bryce Young has just not been good.
Granted, he doesn't really have much to work with, but still, 1-12 is crazy.
This should also probably be an easy pick. Chiefs, Patriots.
Oh, give me the Chiefs.
Give me the
As long as
Chiefs.
Kadarius Toney doesn't line up off sides.
Give me the Chiefs. Oh, this should also be an easy pick. 49ers, Cardinals.
Give me the Niners.
Give me the Niners.
What a tragic back half of those games.
Two easy picks. Oh, here we go. This would be an interesting one. For Commanders versus Rams.
Ooh,
I'm gonna take the Commanders.
wow. I'm gonna take the Rams. They almost beat Baltimore. Lost
Yeah, but I ride with
punt
Sam
return,
Howell.
but I'm gonna ride with Matthew Stafford and the Rams.
I go with Sam Howell. That should be a good game, though. A little
It
offensive.
should be. It will be a good game.
Shootout.
Yeah.
Speaking of offensive shootout, Cowboys, Bills.
Ooh, this is
Give me
a
them
good
boys.
game.
Give me
I'm
them.
gonna take the Cowboys too. Coming off a big win against the Eagles there.
Them boys.
They're riding high.
Here we go. Ravens, Jaguars. Some top dogs in the AFC.
Some top dogs. I don't think the Jaguars are all that. Give me the Ravens.
I will also take the Ravens. Trevor Lawrence did not have a good week,
He did not, and it was very fun to watch.
but he also was playing hurt. So how much does that play into it?
Was he really playing hurt though? He did not look hurt.
And he was making some awful throws.
He was running like he was not hurt. I'm
He was
sorry.
making some awful throws.
Ankle sprain, but I'm diving around. Okay.
We got the Monday night game. Philadelphia Eagles versus the Seahawks. Eagles, do they bounce back, or
Ooh.
do the Seahawks take this game and go to 500?
You know what? I'm gonna take the Seahawks, assuming Gino's back. I don't remember how long he's gonna be out for, but if Gino's able to get back, I could take him. And I don't even think Drew Lock could definitely put a solid game together.
He played a decent game.
He played decent against one of the top teams that killed that Eagles team. You just never know. I think Drew Lock gets a little confidence boost here and gets a big win.
I just don't see a way the Eagles lose 3 straight. So I'm going to go with the Eagles here.
That's very fair.
It's at Seattle, which is a tough place to play, but if the Eagles lose 3 straight, man,
That's gonna hurt.
that is some
But
serious
it
issue.
could happen. It could happen.
It really could happen. You never. I mean, the 49ers lost 3 straight earlier this year.
They did, but
Oh,
their Niners are more of a complete team than the Eagles.
I think so too. I think so too. Purdy MVP?
Maybe. We'll just
Hammer
have to find out when they vote.
Hammer Prescott right now. I'm thinking.
I'm gonna take Prescott personally,
Take Prescott.
but Purdy could definitely slip in there.
I think those are the top 2 right now.
Oh, 100%.
100%. Although I think McCaffrey should actually get some consideration.
Well, if we're gonna put McCaffrey up there, we gotta put Tyreek Hill up there.
Yeah,
What's gonna probably crack 2,000 yards as a receiver?
that'd be crazy.
That's crazy.
Wild. It could happen. I mean,
It could happen.
he's really good.
Really good receiver.
Really good. But that'll just about do it for episode 10 here. A little bit shorter episode for you guys. We don't always want to flood you with like hour-long episodes, though it happens sometimes. But as always, you can check out me and Jared's socials down in the description. You can subscribe here on YouTube if you're watching, or on Spotify as well. Go check out the other. You can follow our podcast on Instagram at this.justinpodcast. We try to stay active on there sometimes. We need to get more reels up, by the way.
We do.
I've not gotten a reel up, and you have not gotten a single reel up. But we might need to make some reels now that we're both home for break. Might have to make a few reels.
We definitely could. Got more
Stay
time
tuned
for it.
on the
hopefully.
Instagram. Follow if you want to see those reels. But yeah, Jared, you got anything else for us here?
I don't got nothing much.
All right. Well, we will see you all next week.
Indeed.